Episode 2, The Fire Within. The morning sun rose over the kingdom of Zazzau, painting the walls of the palace in gold. Drums echoed in the distance, steady and powerful, the heartbeat of a land preparing for war. Among the warriors training in the dust stood Amina, the daughter of Queen Bakwa Turunku. Her hands were rough from days of sword practice, her gaze sharp and unflinching. She was unlike any royal the people had ever known. From childhood, Amina's heart burned for the rhythm of the battlefield. While other princesses learned courtly manners and poetry, she studied the language of war, the dance of blades, the courage of men, the will to fight for one's people. Every morning, she rose before first call of the cock, gripping her wooden sword and training under the shadows of the great city walls. The elders whispered that she was too proud, too wild to be queen. A woman's strength is in her wisdom, they said, not in the clash of steel. But Queen Bakwa saw beyond their fears. She saw a warrior spirit awakening in her daughter, a force that could protect the kingdom long after her time had passed. One evening, as the orange light of dusk fell across the courtyard, Queen Bakwa found Amina still training. Her clothes were soaked with sweat, her sword steady even as her arms trembled. The queen spoke gently. "Fire is a gift, my child, but if you do not learn to control it, it will burn everything you love." Amina bowed her head, the words searing into her heart. She knew her fire was not meant to be hidden. It was meant to lead. Weeks later, that fire was called upon. Raiders from the north stormed the border villages, burning homes and enslaving her people. The warriors of Zazzau prepared to march, their faces hardened with determination. As they gathered at the city gates, Amina stood before them, dressed in armor for the first time. Her mother hesitated, knowing the danger that awaited, but Amina met her gaze and said, "If I am to be queen one day, let me first learn what it means to bleed for my people." The war drums thundered again, echoing through the hills. Amina mounted her horse, the wind catching her crimson cloak. The army surged forward like a rising storm. The battle that followed was fierce and merciless. Arrows darkened the sky. Spears clashed. Warriors fell. But in the midst of chaos, Amina moved like fire, swift, fearless, unstoppable. When her horse was struck, she fought on foot, rallying her soldiers with a voice that cut through the noise of death and dust. By dawn, silence fell over the battlefield. The raiders were gone, their banners torn and scattered by the wind. The warriors of Zazzau stood victorious, and in the center of the field stood Amina, her sword raised high. That day, her people no longer called her princess. They called her Amina the Warrior. As the sun rose behind her, lighting the horizon in red and gold, she looked toward the lands beyond Zazzau's borders and whispered to herself, "This fire within me will not rest, not until all of Africa knows the name of Amina." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you won't miss the next episode.